I asked if I could speak. I don't need your input, thank you. I asked to speak at the December 10th meeting, and I was shut down by Grimaud. She lectured us for 3 minutes on the bathroom policy on December 10th, but she would not allow me to address, she would not allow anyone to address the public at a public meeting about the bathroom policy. We were shut down last week, and now we have to sit through this trash, lecturing us, stupid parents and stupid adults, that we don't know what male and female is. Right. This is trash, and this is what's being taught in our public school system, and I'm done. My kids are out. I got 4 daughters, and they're out of the public school system, and I ask you, if you care about your kids, if you care about your children, if you care about your grandchildren, pull them out of the public school system. Because this is trash. It is trash. It's toxic. And it is ungodly, and it should not be taught in our public school system. No. So I've had enough.
Right.
Take them somewhere else. Homeschool your kids. Take them to Northfield. Take them to another school system that is not going to teach your kids this trash, because that's what it is. It is trash.
It's male and female.
It's male and female. It is scientific. And there's no, this is confusing our kids, and we cannot affirm this behavior in our school system. It's going to lead to abuse. It's going to lead to pedophilia, and that's what's coming down the road. And I'm not going to stand there and be lectured by some woman telling me that there's 165 genders, because it's not true. If that's the case, then why don't we have 165 bathrooms?
Right.
We're the doctor at to verify this. They're saying that the doctors are wrong. Why don't they bring a doctor in here and call them wrong to their face? They're the ones that went out there and paid thousands upon thousands of dollars to get their license to tell us what we are.
So here's what we're going to do, okay? I'm pulling my kids out. That's enough. Until this school system wants to get their heads screwed on straight and actually protect our children, my kids are out, and I ask you to do the same thing. Please stay connected on Facebook. This is not over. There's 2 state representatives here tonight, Representative Wilkins, and I think our Senator Zay was here as well. We're not quitting. This isn't over, okay? We need to protect our children, and this is not protecting our kids.
No.
There's a bunch of parents that cannot pull their kids out of public school, so we've got to come together as a community and help protect these kids from this trash.
That's
trash.
what
that is. That I'm not going to sit through that and be taught that. And I am sure as hell not going to let my kids sit in a classroom and be taught that you can be whatever you want to be whatever gender you want to be whatever sex you want to be. It is outrageous, and shame on this school board. Shame on Superintendent Grimaud. Shame on them. Let's vote them out.
This is why I gave up.
Let's vote them out. Let's vote them out. Vote them out. So listen, stay connected on Facebook. My website is protectingourchildren.net, and we're going to unite, and we're going to come together and protect our kids from this insanity, because that's what this is. Absolute insanity, and we're done with it. There's other schools that are dealing with this right now. I say, hey, it sounds like they're a mess up there. They don't know what to do. What about when people come into our sporting events? What about overnight stays? Are we letting boys and girls sleep together because someone identifies as a girl? He could just sleep in the girls' cabin?
Nate, tell them what happened when you first talked to Grimaud and you first talked to
When I first called Grimaud, when I first talked to Chorus, I said, hey, what if a teacher changes his identity and identifies as a female? Over the summer, he does a transition. Whatever lingo you want to say, a man transitioning into a woman, what's going to happen? I asked them specifically, both on the phone. I said, what's going to happen? I said, can this man that's now transitioned to be a woman use the little girl's bathroom? And they just said, I know, Nate. I know.
I know.
I know, Nate. I know. It's ridiculous, and it is insane.
I can protect my kids when they're at home with me. I can't protect them when I'm at work and my kids are in school.
Right. You're right.
Right. So we need to help in this situation. I understand that people are in a tight spot. We need to help. Maybe we can come together as a community. Maybe homeschool moms can take on another kid, invite them into your home for the day. You know, we can work something out as a community to protect our kids. we'll do it together. We need to pass legislation. There is no state law and there is no federal law that says you have to allow a transgender to use the bathroom of choice. There is no state law. There is no federal law.
Court decisions are not law.
Court decisions are not. They might set precedent, but they don't set law.
Let's not be afraid to be the leader. They keep
right.
saying we don't know, we don't know. Let's lead
right.
then.
That's
Let's
right.
lead.
We're not dumb parents. We know what's best for our kids. I know they might have letters in front of their name, and they might have PhDs and letters after the name. But I think that's the problem with our society today, because they're educated out of common sense, and they're educated so much they're stupid.
Yes.
They're educated into stupidity.
You're right.
This is absolute insanity and stupidity.
Yeah.
So it is complete ignorance. So we as a community need to come together and protect our kids.
Yep.
And where we go from here, I say we need to talk to our state legislators, our state senators, and we need to pass a law in Kentucky. That's going on in Kentucky. There's a bill being proposed that is dealing with this issue. They're trying to get males and females separate bathrooms and make it a law, because it's an issue everywhere right now. Madison Grant, they just had the same issue. Madison Grant. Okay, this happened in secret. This happened in our school system, and no one was told about it. Did you know that?
Yeah.
There was no policy set. Nobody said a word. A teacher. The teachers were told. The teachers were told to keep quiet about it.
Yep.
If this is law, why do you have to keep quiet about it? If this is the law, why do you have to tell the teachers and bully our teachers in our school system, who are very good teachers, by the way? We have some very good teachers and very good counselors in the school system. Why were they bullied, and why were they told by our administration to keep quiet and keep silent?
What else is secret?
Yeah, what else is secret? What else are they doing behind closed doors that we don't know about?
Talk about how much each child is worth.
There's a private school starting with state funding available for tuition. Contact Mark Eastway at the Rock Solid downtown in the Firehouse. He's there Monday through Friday, 3 to 7, and it's going to be starting soon. Private school, state funds will be available for tuition. It may be tuition free. You need to get a hold of him because he's done all the paperwork. The freeway accreditation is in place in the state of Indiana to help with tuition. It's very doable. It's time to make the change.
State Representative Walton said that our children are worth $10,000 to this school system. Federal and state money. $10,000.
Drain them of the funds.
If we draw 100 kids
Get
out
it
of
out.
this school, you're talking about big money. Big money. We need to put our foot down and say enough is enough, and this school system needs to hear us loud and clear.
And I'm telling you, communities around you are watching what's happening tonight. They are all going through this. They're watching for two courageous parents to stand up and say, what happened in there was complete indoctrination. Imagine what is going on behind closed doors with your kids in the classroom.
Hey, this is why I came out. I work for the schools, and I would love to be heard for a few seconds. That is not being taught in our schools.
I've never taught that.
Listen. That she's from the Bone Center.
No. It's coming in. No.
Hey guys, give him a minute to talk, please.
Manchester Community Schools is allowing these people to come into our school system and teach this. Whether you as a staff member of Manchester Community Schools or not, stand by and listen to it. Whether you agree with it or not, they're
It's happening.
still coming in and teaching this crap.
So you're a teacher. You're a teacher. And you,
Counselor.
Oh, counselor. Okay.
At the elementary.
You're a teacher, and you guys are okay. You're okay with all of your friends, all of your teachers around you letting other children go into different. I mean, that's okay with you. And so it's that mindset that I have a problem with.
Right.
But it's not his call. It's not his call.
Let's let him talk.
Let him talk. Let him talk. Let him talk.
This is part of the problem. We can't sit down and discuss things as adults respectfully. I walked out of that as well. I didn't come out here to talk to you. I walked out on that. I'm a Christian. I love Jesus Christ. And actually, for that reason, I want to work in a public school system because I care about kids that are there so much. When I'm in that school, I can't go around talking about my love for Jesus Christ. Now, thankfully,
You
Thankfully,
Yes, you can.
Let him talk. Let him talk. Go ahead, Ben.
thankfully, sometimes I can, as a guidance counselor to elementary school. Sometimes in conversations I can talk about things with kids because they bring it up. They talk at Christmas, they were talking about celebrating Jesus Christ. I got to talk about how I love to do that too. Like I said, please, what she said is not being taught in public in our school. I don't know why she's here. I know she's with Bowen. Our teachers are not teaching us.
That's what.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't understand that either. That's why I'm out here. I walked out on that too. I also recognize that that's not the truth. And she called it the truth. I'm not going to listen to that either.
Is it true that Bowen comes into all the schools though?
Yes.
They do, but it's not, and I know. It's a public school. That still is not taught by Bowen.
But
You
you
know.
don't know what's going on in the high school.
No, but I can
Or
speak
when
that.
she would
But
say.
Yeah.
what are we to do?
I know.
But when the leaders and the guiders of our little children
Yeah.
are doing these kinds of things under the roof in which you have, unfortunately, you have to reside, what are we to do with our children?
Because these kids, these little kids think that they look at an adult as a superior, that they're the boss. And when they're taught right, you know, that, just like my grandkids, they look up to me. If I tell them they can't do something, they don't do it. I mean, and they listen to what you say, and they're not stupid, these little kids, and that's what they're trying to do. They're trying to infiltrate now in the grade schools. These kids can't protect themselves if somebody walks in the
I can
bathroom
tell you the
and
school-
says, I'm a girl, I want to go to the bathroom, in the girl's bathroom, and he's a man, or even an older child, you know. I mean, these kids, and my grandson is in high school, and he won't even take showers with the kids after gym.
Well, I don't think they do that anymore anyways. My daughter's in high school too. She says no one showers.
Yeah,
And there are some-
everything I read, he says the boys are really gross, some of them are.
They've always been
Everything
gross.
I read
Always
says that
been
the
gross.
LGBTQ is maybe 2% of our population. So the 98% has to change and adjust
Right.
and be
For their choice.
subject to this.
Right.
That's what it amounts to.
right.
We have
Yes.
laws and
And that's-
restrictions, like kids can't drive till they're 16. They can't get a lottery ticket till they're 18, but we're gonna tell them they can
Right.
dress as a girl in
Right.
first grade? Seriously? That is outrageous to me.
Not all first graders
There's-
even tie their
I
shoes.
think they need to
but they know a
understand
gender.
where NEA
Yeah.
plays involved in this and what's being
I want
pushed
to know how
out.
they define identity. How do you
Well,
identify?
and I'll tell you-
Gender is fluid. You
Yeah.
can be one thing one
So I
day
can-
and
I can
something
tell
else
you-
the next day.
You know, once upon a time ago, royals believed incest was appropriate to keep a pure bloodline. That's against the law, and it's disgusting. So is this. There's no reason why this should be appropriate for our school system.
It's not appropriate. I want you guys to do your own research. Look up the NEA and look up their agendas. You need to know this. Okay, you need to know what the agenda, and I'm not saying that every school teacher and our counselor is teaching this to our
No one
kids.
teaches it.
Okay? But what's coming down from national entities that are infiltrating our public school system is just that. Okay? Maybe they're not teaching that right now in 5th grade, but it is coming if we let it. That's why we have to stand up and we have to put our foot down and say enough is enough.
right.
We're pushing back. Because that is coming. If we stay silent, and I can't be the only one speaking up about this,
No.
we need about 500 more in North Manchester that are willing to speak up. The whole town needs to speak up. The whole
Right.
town needs to say enough is enough. And but you need to know for yourself and do your own investigation, because this, I am not kidding you. I'm not kidding. You would be shocked. Your jaws would hit the floor if you knew what's being taught in some states right now. There's about 4 or 5 states right now that are teaching sex education to kindergartners.
And this happened right under our nose. I am thankful this happened tonight, because this shows us parents what's going on behind closed doors. Whether it's here or not, it is happening. They exposed their hands tonight.
Let me have a moment again. The beginning of the meeting I thought went okay because it was just, this is what's the law and what a public school can or can't do, even if you hate it. public schools.
It's not law.
It's
Not law.
That's their interpretation. I
They don't know what their interpretation is. They have no idea.
And I know precedent has been set, but it does not make law. Now, there will be a very important Supreme Court. The Supreme Court of the United States is going to hear a very important case, and they're going to be deciding the definition of sex. Okay, it's pretty obvious to us what sex meant in 1972 when they wrote Title IX. Okay, nowhere in Title IX does it say gender identity, and nowhere in Title IX does it say sexual orientation. Okay, we need to know the truth. Okay, that is very important. We need to know the truth. We need to educate ourselves, and we need to get involved, and we need to stay involved. I hope as we leave here tonight that is number one. Our number one goal is for me, even speaking out, and Bobby speaking out about this, is our kids' safety and our kids' privacy.
Yeah.
We love our kids, and I love every kid in the school, and I love every kid that identifies as transgender. I understand there's transgender, there's dysphoria, there's confusion. I get that. We love every kid, no matter their sexual orientation. But the policy or the lack of policy, the practice that they're calling it, which they're practicing on our children, by the way, if you didn't catch that.
Yeah.
They're practicing this because if you listen to them, they don't know what they're doing. They don't know what they're doing. If they don't know what they're doing, it's practice. But we need to educate ourselves, and we need to know what we're doing. We need to know why we're standing up for what we're believing in. Do you have a question or comment?
And what we heard in there, I have a paper here from the Alliance Defending Freedom, and they are international legal society, and they totally interpret it different than they do. They say there is no law. Schools are allowed to keep transgenders out of the opposite sex. They interpret it the exact opposite of what we heard in there. And this is a reliable, you can look up Alliance Defending Freedom and read what they have to say.
But
You can't go by what you just heard.
You have to. One thing you have to keep in mind: the corporation lawyer, he said it. I'm afraid. So his only job, is to keep the corporation from having a lawsuit against them.
Yep.
So someone threatened the lawsuit against them, and they got scared. So I work in a corporate environment. Corporate lawyers, their job is to keep the corporation out of trouble. So the way they're keeping them out of the best way they think in their mind to keep them out of trouble is we're going to run scared. We're going to put this practice in place because they don't have a policy. So I think we need to go after the policy first because it's not a policy, right? They said it's a practice. We don't have a policy. So I think we should force the issue. They've never voted. As far as I know, the school board has never voted on a policy, and what they said is they're supposed to read it twice, and then they come back in a third time, and then they vote on a policy. They haven't voted on a policy. So we need to push against the school board. Every one of you should call the school board. Each single person say, you vote against this practice when it comes up as a policy. That's the first step. Right? That's the first place we have to start. And then I'd like to talk to Mr. Fritz. You're afraid of a lawsuit? What about our kids?
Right.
What about our kids? I could give a rat's ass about a lawsuit. I'll pay for a lawyer against this. What about the first girl that's going to get hurt here?
Right.
Because we know it's going to happen. It's going to happen. There's going to be a girl hurt somewhere.
We can't wait till it happens.
We can't wait till it happens. And these people are saying they're afraid of a lawsuit, but they're not afraid for our kids.
Right.
And they could get a lawsuit going the other way.
Exactly.
Yeah.
That's exactly right.
Or only getting falsely accused of something that he didn't do.
There you go.
Exactly.
Yep.
Keep in mind
It happens
also,
every day.
for as many people that think that this is an elementary thing, I have 2 high school students, one of which the first day of school took a survey and wanted to know what they wanted to be identified as. It is not by a teacher. It is not an elementary only thing. Manchester High School.
Wow.
What teacher?
Not gonna say that because I haven't taken it up the chain.
Hey, my last thing, I have a lot of friends in this room. I want you all to know I haven't changed my theology or my ideology, but this is what makes me want to stay in public schools. I'm scared to death of what happens when all Christians leave anywhere. And it's your right to pull your children. It's everyone's right to pull your children. I choose to stay because I care, and it's not me agreeing with or condoning or changing.
If your kids are here, you get to be with them if you stay.
Yeah. Do you have a daughter?
But guys, if everybody here pulls their kids out, we have given them the victory. We have given them the victory. If everyone here says, I'm going to pull my kids out, they're going to say, okay, that's fine.
They'll feel it. They're going to feel it.
They lost all their money. Private side of the public school.
No, it's important. It's important. We need to protect our kids and not the school practice on our kids. This garbage. So
I had a board member tell me if 100 kids are pulled out, they'd have to change. If 200 are pulled out, it would bankrupt them.
Wow.
Board member told me that.
Wow.
Ben, were you done? Can we let Ben finish? He's
Yeah,
great.
no, I'm trying to do. I just want people to know, because I work at the school, it doesn't mean I'm suddenly changed what I believe, what I practice, what I teach. It's just, I love kids.
But it's one thing for you as an adult to be here at Salt and Light, but 6 and 7-year-old,
Right.
that's different.
yeah.
Right, but I am in elementary school, and I aim to protect them
Right, and that's great.
and
Great.
Right.
guide
I have a
as
question.
much as I can.
I do know that there is a parent in there who is in a relationship, I'm not gonna name names, that currently subs and helps out, and was overheard by a parent saying it's okay to have 2 moms.
At the lunchroom table.
At the lunchroom table.
She goes in and talks to them at the
That-
lunchroom table.
That,
Indoctrination.
I had to pull my kindergartner.
That's one of the reasons why we pulled our kids out of the
That's
elementary.
okay.
We haven't talked to her, we shouldn't have to.
It's everyone's right to pull. I don't judge anybody for pulling their kids.
And I'm not
All I
going
know, right, I work for a public school system, and I care about it, and I love the kids so much that I'm willing to stay.
And I
Doesn't mean I agree with everything.
appreciate Ben, and I appreciate teachers like Ben that are in the school system making a difference. Because that is what we need to have a change in our communities. We need people that have morals. I'm not saying people don't have morals. We need people that have a foundation of what our school system needs to look like and what it needs to be. We need people that can speak the truth into our school systems. We need people like this in our universities. We need people like this on the job, on the school board. We can't run away, and that's not what I'm telling us to do. But
The soldiers on the front
that's right.
line.
Our kids cannot be
Not the
missionaries in a
soldiers
school
on the
system
front
like
line.
this.
No.
Well, our kids cannot. Our kids are still developing.
Have to be protected.
I agree with that 100%. As adults, let's go in and let's be the light of the world. But we shouldn't expect our little 6-year-old to
Right.
win over the school system for
Defend
Jesus.
themselves
Okay.
against a university-trained adult, it's telling them
That's
this
right.
is the way it is.
That's right.
Let
So
the adults
school-
get in
The
there.
school's gonna decide what the school's gonna decide, and I'm gonna stay and deal with it.
That's good. as
And,
an
and we
adult.
That's what I
appreciate
want
that.
you to know.
And we thank you, Ben, and teachers that are doing the right thing. Thank you.
Thanks for your
Thanks
time.
for saying that. In closing, please get educated yourself. I have a website, protectingourchildren.net. I'm going to be updating as much as I can. Stay connected on Facebook. Stay connected with other people that feel the same way, that are going through the same thing. We're going to work this out. We're going to make something happen. If we had to vote the board out of there, we're going to start a new petition that says Grimaud must go.
Yeah.
We'll do it. Okay? She was here in June. She can have a very short time here at North Manchester. Okay?
Right.
If the board needs to go, we'll vote them out. Okay? Whatever needs to happen, we need to come together as a community and stand up for our kids. And that's what it's all about. We love our kids and we love our community. Thank you. Have a good night.